What is going on, everybody? ZyoniK here, and in today's video we're going to be diving into the best Pokemon for the Kanto Cup, as in just a few hours after this video is released we will see the Kanto Cup come to GO Battle League. And as you guys can probably see on the side, we are live on Twitch right now as well. I'm starting something new where when I record these videos and do my battles and analysis and everything, we're going to be doing it on Twitch to have a more communal feel with our channel. So what we're going to do is we're going to talk about what I think are going to be the best Pokemon for the Kanto Cup that not only are going to be strong for this specific tournament, which is going to be a week long, but it's also going to carry over into Open Great League for GO Battle League as well. So your guys' Stardust investment is valuable because they're going to carry over into multiple seasons. Alright, so starting things off, we are over on pvpoke.com. You guys can check out rankings, do battle simulations, literally everything you guys need to know about GO Battle League and Pokemon Go PvP is on this website. Links down in the description. Now, what you can do is head over to the rankings, go to the Great League, and you guys can filter it right here. It will be defaulted on all Pokemon that is Open Great League, but you can filter it to the Kanto Cup. And what we're going to do is we're going to break down some of these top Pokemon that I think are going to be super strong for this meta, and that also are strong in Open Great League, so you guys don't waste any Stardust. First up, we have Hypno. Literally one of the greatest generalists in Open Great League. It's extremely bulky and has amazing coverage with its moveset. Also, do know it's going to soak at least 20 charge TMs from you guys because of its move pool. But Hypno with Confusion, Thunder Punch, and Shadow Ball. Now, that moveset is up for debate. Reason being, whatever we see on the meta start to emerge, you may want to change your moveset. So if we look, firstly, the Confusion is definitely the fast move you guys want to have. Zen Headbutt is not very good. Confusion is where it's at. As for the charge moves right here, the only legacy charge move is going to be Psyshock, and I don't think you guys need that because of Confusion damage. But we have Thunder Punch, Ice Punch, Fire Punch, Shadow Ball, and Focus Blast, which I think are going to be the movesets you guys want to look for. Thunder Punch is definitely going to be very strong in this meta because we're going to see a lot of Lapras and Dewgong, and Shadow Ball as well will really help out in neutral situations or help cover that Alolan Marowak that you guys may see. Now, we may see an uptick in Ice Punch to help cover things like Dragonair, which may be absolutely deadly in this tournament. But those are the movesets. It has great coverages on the meta. You're going to be absolutely destroying those fighters that you will likely see. Maybe something like Shadow Machamp or Primeape. Clefable as well is pretty strong. It's going to be a Charmer that's going to be in the meta. Things you guys have to look out for, and this is why you have that Thunder Punch and Shadow Ball. Pokemon like Alolan Marowak and Lapras I think are going to be very, very common. The Thunder Punch for that Lapras, the Shadow Ball for the Alolan Marowak. Alright, next up we have my personal favorite, near and dear to my heart, Alolan Marowak. So, Alolan Marowak with the new updated move of Shadow Bone, which was a raid exclusive move, is going to provide it a lot of great coverage in this meta. On top of that, you guys want to have Fire Spin and Bone Club. I think it's going to be extremely strong. Now, if you don't have a Shadow Bone Alolan Marowak, you haven't invested in one yet, Shadow Ball could still do well. Alolan Marowak is the GOAT, the greatest of all time, and I think it's going to be a top performer here in this meta. Pokemon you guys can cover, which I think you're going to see a lot of: Hypno, Wigglytuff, Alolan Sandslash, Lapras, and Clefable. On top of that, you're going to be hitting a lot of neutral damage across the meta, but you have to watch out for Pokemon like Snorlax, which will be resisting those Shadow Bones. Yeah, as we see, we scroll down, right? Snorlax, Dragonair, which I said the Dragonair you guys want to look out for, which you may start seeing Ice Punch Hypnos because of Dragonair with Dragon Breath and Aqua Tail. If you guys haven't experienced what Dragonair can do, it can absolutely shred, and I think it's going to be strong in this meta. Now, when it comes to Alolan Marowak's movesets, I still think Fire Spin is going to be very, very strong, and that's going to be for multiple reasons. First, the Grass-type Pokemon that we all know is somewhat annoying is going to be Shadow Victory Bell. You want to have that Fire Spin for that. On top of that, Alolan Sandslash is double weak, right? Steel and Ice typing. On top of that, you're going to be hitting neutral to Pokemon like Lapras and Dewgong because of their Ice-Water typing. So Fire Spin is going to give you fantastic coverage across the board. It's still great energy gain. And then, like I said, Shadow Bone, Bone Club. If you don't have Shadow Bone, you don't want to invest in Dust, just go with Shadow Ball. You guys will still be doing okay. Alright, next up we have Alolan Muck. Again, a very versatile Pokemon that we do see in Open Great League. It hits neutral against a lot of the meta. On top of that, with this specific meta, it's got a lot of nice key matchups that it's definitely going to be handling. The moveset you guys want to be running for Great League is going to be Snarl, Dark Pulse, and Sludge Wave. Snarl is a fantastic fast move, gains energy very quickly, and provides you great coverage to those Psychic type Pokemon that we will be seeing a lot of, and the Ghosts as well. Dark Pulse is a fantastic charge move. Sludge Wave is going to give you coverage to those fairies like Wigglytuff or Clefable, or even heavy neutral damage to the grass poison types that we may see in Venusaur and Shadow Victory Bell. So the covers right here, like I said, you cover Hypno, Alolan Marowak, the Charmers, but you have to watch out for some of those bulky Pokemon like a Lapras, for example, especially if they have Skull Bash. That's definitely something to watch out for. Dragonair, but all of these you can hit neutral back with Dark Pulse, which is why Alolan Muck is very good on the safe swap. When you get ahead on energy, and especially seeing that probably ground type Pokemon may not be too common given how strong ice type Pokemon, I should say, are going to be in this league, Alolan Muck can really reign free on safe swap potential. Again, like I said, the moves, you guys want to run Snarl, Dark Pulse, and Sludge Wave. You could run Gunk Shot, but I don't think it's needed. It's a bit overkill. I personally like Gunk Shot in Ultra League. Alright, next up, we're going to be talking about some of the tanks that you guys are going to be seeing. These are the equivalent, I don't think of Bronzor, but the bulk that Bronzor had, these Pokemon will be providing. First up is going to be Lapras. Lapras is going to be a legacy option that I think you guys should look into. You could potentially run it without Ice Shard, you could run it with Water Gun, but that provides different coverage, which means your team dynamic is going to have to be different. But taking a look at Lapras, Ice Shard, Surf, and Skull Bash is definitely the recommended moveset for not only the Kanto Cup, but for Open Great League as well. I've run Lapras on the lead in multiple videos that you guys have seen on the channel throughout multiple seasons. It's a fantastic tank, and with that Skull Bash, you can hit neutral to a lot of the meta and also boost your defenses so you become even more bulky. Now, when it comes to coverages, you can beat Pokemon like Hypno, Wigglytuff, Snorlax, Alolan Sandslash, and Dragonair. And one thing you guys may not know, you can actually beat Venusaur in the 2-shield situation. So if you guys decide to go double shields, because of that Ice Shard damage, and if they let a Surf through, you guys will be winning that 2-shield scenario. Things you guys have to look out for. I think two of the biggest ones is probably going to be a Zapdos. Zapdos safe swap could be potentially deadly in this meta, especially since there aren't Pokemon like Galarian Stunfisk or Bastiodon that we do see in Open Great League, so I think Zapdos is going to have a lot of play. Plus Machamp. Machamp is going to absolutely destroy. Shadow Machamp, I should say, got me to rank 10 in Season 4, and I think it's going to be extremely strong. We're going to talk about that here in a little bit. You have to also watch out for Alolan Marowak, but you do have Surf for that to fight back. Next up, we have probably one of the bulkiest Pokemon that you guys are going to be facing off against, and if you guys are in the mirror, God bless you. It's going to be the equivalent of Bronzor versus Bronzor, Cresselia versus Cresselia. It's going to be a long fight. That's going to be Dewgong versus Dewgong here. Now, Dewgong is one of those Pokemon I will recommend that you guys use Elite Fast TM and Elite Charge TM on a good PvP IV. If you guys don't know about PvP IVs, there is a video, I should say, on the channel under PvP guides that you guys can go check out. But Dewgong here with double Legacy, Ice Shard as a fast move, and Icy Wind as a charge move is absolutely deadly against the meta. Now, when it comes to Pokemon that you guys can cover, Pokemon like Hypno, Wigglytuff, Alolan Sandslash, Dragonair, Clefable, and a lot of others. Maybe Pokemon like Dragonair. Oh, I just said Dragonair. There's a blooper. We're editing that out. On top of that, Dewgong is a fantastic anti-flyer and potential anti-grass as well, as Ice Shard and Icy Wind will both be doing super effective damage, so if you're ahead on energy, you could potentially flip a lot of those fights against grass-type Pokemon. Now, some Pokemon you have to watch out for. Alolan Marowak, that name is going to keep coming up, and for good reason, but what's great about Dewgong is you guys can run Water Pulse on it as well to help provide you some extra coverage. You also need to watch out for Lapras because of that Skull Bash, and also those fighters that you guys will see. There's a lot of good options for fighters, but that counter damage is going to absolutely destroy the ice typing here on Dewgong. Next up, we have Wigglytuff. So one of the Charmers you guys will be facing off in the Kanto Cup. It's extremely strong in Open Great League as well. Now the moveset you guys want to have is going to be Charm, Ice Beam, and Play Rough. That's the standard. There's really no variance there. Some Pokemon that you guys are going to be beating, it's very close against Hypno. So that's definitely close. Snorlax, Dragonair, Machamp. So basically the fighters you guys are going to be covering, the dragons you guys are going to be covering. And not only that, you guys can cover some of the tanks if you guys go into 2-shield situation because of the raw damage coming from Charm. Now, things you have to watch out for. Alolan Marowak. You guys are seeing this over and over again, which is why it's ranked so high. Alolan Marowak has strong coverage against the whole meta. So, gotta watch out for that because it's going to be resisting Charm. You also have to watch out for Pokemon like Lapras and Dewgong, but like I said, if you guys go into 2 shields, I think against Lapras specifically, we'll go check this out real quick. If you go into the 2 shields, you should be able to win. Yeah, so in the 2 shield, you guys win pretty handedly, and that's because of just the raw damage from Charm. As you guys can see right there, it's a pretty good matchup. Also, you need to watch out for poison-type users. It's not listed here, but Wigglytuff is a fairy type, right? So you're going to watch out for Pokemon like Beedrill, or Pokemon like Muck, or a Sludge Wave from an Alolan Muck. So just because the counters aren't shown here, definitely warning you guys of those poison users. You guys will see them. Next up, we have Shadow Machamp, one of my favorite Pokemon that I run season in and season out to push to rank 10 because of its raw damage and coverage on the meta. Now, in this specific Kanto Cup, it's going to be extremely strong since we're going to see a lot of Lapras and Dewgong, but you have to watch out for Hypno, right? Confusion damage would absolutely shred it. So, got to keep it away from that, but you have a lot of wins, right? You can pick up Snorlax, Lapras, you can even pick up Alolan Marowak, and that is due to Rock Slide. Now, if you guys have a Shadow Machamp right now and it has frustration, I will suggest you guys do not invest in it because you cannot TM away frustration. As of right now, recording this video, you definitely need 2 charge moves. You need the Cross Chop and you need the Rock Slide for the coverage. So maybe a normal Machamp could work out. It's not going to be as deadly, but you could definitely try it out. When it comes to counters, Wigglytuff and Hypno, that right there, you guys are going to get absolutely shredded. Charm and Confusion damage will destroy fighters in this cup. When it comes to movesets, like I said, you guys want to have Counter, Rock Slide, and Cross Chop. Close Combat is a very hard-hitting move, but when it comes to the Shadow typing, or not the typing, but the Shadow added onto the Machamp, you take even more damage, so a Close Combat would weaken you even more, and you only need that Cross Chop to really help out in positive situations. Plus, it provides you with a shield baiting opportunity because it costs less energy than Rock Slide. Alright, next up, we have something that you guys are probably very familiar with, whether you've been using it yourself and you've kind of gone to the dark side, or you face off against it and you're just like, oh, it's a Shadow Victory Bell. You guys know this thing is going to absolutely shred. Razor Leaf does so much damage on the meta, and considering that there's no Skarmory in this cup or an Altaria, Shadow Victory Bell could look pretty strong. Plus, you guys don't need to TM away frustration because your damage comes from Razor Leaf. So if you guys really want to invest in a Shadow Victory Bell and you haven't done yet, you guys could unlock the second charge move, give it Leaf Blade, still have frustration, and just do raw damage with Razor Leaf. Now, Razor Leaf is going to be destroying like everything. It's going to destroy Wigglytuff, Snorlax, Lapras, Shadow Machamp, Clefable, all of the waters that you guys are going to see, a lot of neutral matchups, but the 2 things you guys have to watch out for, or 3 things actually, it's going to be Hypno, Alolan Marowak, and the Hypno is because of that poison typing, the Alolan Marowak is because of the grass typing, because of the Fire Spin, and you also have to watch out for Pokemon like Zapdos, or Alolan Sandslash, or Dragonair, right? But the 2 big ones are Hypno and Alolan Marowak, which I don't know if you guys noticed, but every single counter that we've showed here is weak to Alolan Marowak, which is why I said it's going to be the GOAT. It's going to be extremely strong. But yeah, like I said, you guys want Razor Leaf as a fast move. You guys can still have frustration and unlock that second charge move to get Leaf Blade. And then when an event happens to get rid of frustration, you can just throw Acid Spray or Sludge Bomb on it, whatever you guys want. But you guys don't, if you don't want to unlock a second charge move, just have Razor Leaf. It'll be fine. You guys will be shredding because there's no Skarmory and there's no Altaria, which is scary. Okay, next up, we have one of the most fun Pokemon to use in Open Great League, and it's going to be very strong in the Kanto Cup as well, and for good reason. It's Mew. Mew is going to be eligible, and Mew, I'm just warning you guys right now, if you haven't looked into Mew yet, we're just going to kind of scroll through its moves. I just want you to look at its fast moves real quick, and then we're going to look at the charge moves real quick. you will lose your TMs. It will be an investment, but it's an investment that is well worth it. I've run Mew myself personally on the channel. You guys can see videos about that. And it has a lot of options. And in this meta, it has a lot of great coverage as well. Now, fast move on Mew, we want to be having Shadow Claw. It's fantastic in terms of coverage and energy gain. Wild Charge as well is going to be one of the best charge moves you guys can have, but how you guys use a Wild Charge is going to be very dependent in your matchups because it lowers your defenses. So you want to make sure you time those use of charge moves very, very well. It's also going to give you coverage to those waters that we're going to see, like Lapras and Dewgong. Now, when it comes to the second charge move, PV Poke here is recommending Rock Slide, which is pretty interesting in terms of its coverage, but I would suggest potentially Surf because it's not only going to provide you coverage to Alolan Marowak, but it's also going to give you shield baiting opportunities and some neutral damage to other stuff. But I think there's a lot of different options you guys could run, right? You could run Surf, you could run Dragon Claw, you could run Psyshock, you could run Dark Pulse if you want to, or Flame Charge. There's so many different options, and that's what's great about Mew. It's a Pandora's box, and you have no clue what's about to hit you. So it's going to be one of those Pokemon that it's a huge investment, right? 100,000 Stardust to unlock a second charge move, like 50 plus TMs easily to get the movesets, or you guys could get lucky on the first one. I hope you guys are lucky, but it's well worth it because it is so much fun to use. Now, the Pokemon we're going to be picking up: Hypno, Lapras, Alolan Sandslash, Dewgong, Shadow Hypno as well. Pokemon we have to watch out for: Alolan Marowak. Is there a trend happening here? The GOAT is beating everything. I just want you guys to know that, which is why I think you guys could use Surf as well, because it's going to be hitting super effective damage to that. But yeah, I think Mew is a fantastic Pokemon. It's got great coverage, and it's well worth the investment long term because it's so great in Open Great League. And the final Pokemon here that we're going to talk about that are going to be very strong not only for Kanto Cup but transition very well into Open Great League is going to be Zapdos. So Zapdos will firstly need an elite fast TM. You want that legacy move of Thundershock. It's an extremely strong fast move to gain energy very quickly, and that's what Zapdos is all about, is spamming its hard-hitting charge moves. Now, when it comes to the moveset, you want to have Thundershock, Drill Peck, and Thunderbolt. You guys could get spicy with a Ancient Power, which I use in the Flying Cup, and it was a lot of fun. If you guys participated in that, getting the Ancient Power boost was insane. But yeah, Drill Peck, Thunderbolt is going to provide you great coverage. That Drill Peck I think is going to be especially necessary to help cover some of those fighters and grass type Pokemon. When it comes to the counters, right, you can counter the Lapras and Dewgong, or you can hit Dewgong very, very hard. You can also counter those fighters as well because you're part flying typing, so you're going to be resisting those fighting type moves. But when it comes to things that you lose to, Alolan Marowak, there it is again, and Hypno is going to be very strong. But that doesn't mean you can't hit hard back for neutral damage with that Thunderbolt, right? So yeah, you guys have a lot of great coverage. I think Zapdos might be a very strong safe swap, considering, again, there's no Bastiodon and there's no Galarian Stunfisk. So this thing has a lot of play and is going to be very, very deadly and tough to handle, especially if you're behind on shields. And that is going to wrap it up for today's video. We dove into what I think are going to be the best Pokemon, not only for the Kanto Cup, but for Open Great League as well, so you guys have a lot of Stardust savings, because that's what this season is about. Season 5 is about getting that rank 10, getting the Pikachu Libre, and saving Stardust for the start of Season 6. So I hope you guys enjoyed today's video. Twitch chat, thank you for hanging out with me today. You guys were awesome. So I hope you guys enjoyed today's video, and like always, thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.